To do YouTube, you know, it's still alive, and we back with another one, man. And in my last Larry Bird video that just almost did 2,000 views, everybody kept saying react to his other passing mixtapes and react to his trash talking mixtapes. So we're gonna get right off into a legend Larry Bird stories that prove he was the best trash talker of all time. We're gonna find out if it's true. I've heard this about a few players in my life. You hear it about Michael Jordan, you hear it about Kobe Bryant, you hear it about Larry Bird, and you hear it about a few other players that were just extremely Kevin Garnett, just extremely trash talking, tell you what the fuck they thought, and people like Larry Bird and shit would say something and then they would go out there and they would do it. Like, I'm gonna go out here, I'm not just gonna run this play, I'm gonna do this move, I'm gonna shoot the shot from right here, and I'm gonna hit it in your face, and then he will go do it. So, man, my bad, y'all. Without further ado, let's get into this video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Let's do it.
Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people said, really? You know, they thought it was Reggie or Charles.
Bird used to tell me, look here, man.
You supposed to be a great defender, right? I'm gonna make sure I tell you where I'm gonna shoot the ball at.
And he said, I'm gonna get it right here. I'm gonna shoot it right in your face.
And I'm looking at this guy like, he's nuts.
I'm gonna go shoot this motherfucking jumper in your face right there in that corner. And it's gonna be your Christmas present. I'm gonna wrap it up and bust your head open.
And that's exactly what he did.
If he tell you gonna hit a shot in a certain place, he gonna do just that, and ain't nothing you can do about it.
Being a better player each step I took, I was able to do a little more than the other guys. I had a green light, I could make plays, but I always knew early on, especially when I was a junior, senior in high school, that probably the outcome of the game was going to depend on me.
Well, yeah, I interviewed Gary Payton, a venomous trash talker. And I asked him who the most vicious trash talker he's ever encountered. He said Larry Bird.
Oh, no question.
Bird talk shit like we talk.
Let me tell y'all something. Bird used to tell me, look here, man. I'm gonna go shoot this motherfucking jumper in your face right there in that corner. And it's gonna be your Christmas present. I'm gonna wrap it up and bust your head open. All that shit.
He told me, young fella, let me tell you something.
That's the shit I'm talking about. I heard so many different stories about Larry Bird literally telling a player what he was going to do, and then he would do it right there and fucking be like, told you so.
I can shoot a jumper anywhere I want to. You supposed to be a great defender, right? I'm gonna make sure I tell you where I'm gonna shoot the ball at. And I was like, man, come on now, you're not gonna shoot the ball. And so he said, I'm gonna take you over in that corner right there. You see it over there by my bench, right? And I'm gonna give you something, and it's gonna be this jumper. So he went right to that corner, and I'm up on him, I'm under him. And he said, young fella, what did I tell you I was gonna do? And he turned around, raised up, and it was all drawn. And I said, shit, I ain't gonna mess.
Listen to what he said.
On him, I'm under him. And he said, young fella, what did I tell you I was gonna do? And he turned around, raised up, and it was all drawn. And I said, shit, I ain't gonna mess with you no more.
He was the coldest dude I ever seen with that shit, man. Everybody be talking about these greats. They don't be always mentioning him. He was the shit.
Larry Bird.
Shit, man.
Larry Bird, if he's not in your top 5, I think you're crazy. If Larry Bird's not in your all-time top 5, I think you're realistically not. You're probably, sorry, you're probably young and my age or younger, and or you just never really watched the greats if you don't have Larry Bird in your top 5 or your top 10.
He'll give it to you any way he wanted to. Larry Bird was cold.
Bird didn't talk trash to you,
Oh, my God. Bird talked trash to everybody. I always tell the story about Larry Bird. I remember him, he was cursing under his breath. And I asked him, I said, Larry, what's going on with you? He says, you guys are being disrespectful to me. And I says, what are you talking about? He says, you guys are putting a white guy on me. That's disrespectful. I just started laughing. I had no comeback when he says, it's disrespectful when y'all put a white guy on me.
Larry said, I'm insulted that they would put a sorry dude like you on me. He said, no, I don't even want to play no more. He would drop the ball and take a turnover. And I'm looking at this guy like, he's nuts, you know?
Insane. Drop the ball and take a turnover because they put a bad player on him.
The story goes that when he played against Denver, they had a guy named John Hansley, a white guy, really good defender, right?
Okay.
They put him on Larry, and Larry was wearing his ass out.
Absolutely.
And Larry would run by the bench and tell Doug Moe, who was the coach, get him off me. That's disrespectful. Put a black guy on me. Because when he played back in the day, that's all he played against was brothers. So he was like, I had to torch his ass so they understand.
And Larry got on the roll, so I shoot.
That's crazy. Put a brother on me, bro. You can't put no white boy on me, bro. I'm Larry motherfucking Bird. Who do you think I am?
The balls, every shot was going in. All right, he runs by Frank Layden, who's the funniest guy in the league. And Frank is coaching, and Larry says to him, "Hey, Frank, don't you have anybody on that bench who can guard me?" He goes, "So nobody out here can." Frank looked down at the bench and goes, "No."
Along with Steve Jones and Rick Barry, this is Bob Neal, just moments before the American Airlines Sheraton long-distance shootout.
The All-Star game is in Dallas, the first three-point contest, and he just starts looking at guys, doesn't say a word, and people are getting kind of nervous. Everybody's sitting there, everybody's real quiet.
And he just says, I'm just trying to see who's going to come in second place.
Knew the guys.
I think so. I think this is, if this is the story, I think it is. He's about to say, I'm just looking for who's going to come in second place.
Never were around. Yeah. And nobody's really saying anything. So I walk in and look around, and then he finally speaks and says, I'm just looking to see who's going to finish second.
And he says, I hope all you guys in here are thinking about second place because I'm winning this.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills.
My watch is broken.
I've heard that story before. Larry Bird saying
from the horizon.
Excuse me?
Did you really say that? Who's playing for second?
Yeah, I did. I felt so bad.
When you walked in there, what were you thinking when you made that announcement to the room? Just messing with all those guys?
I know going into that, I remember in the locker room, Robert said something that there's no way in hell I was going to win that three-point contest. So I knew right then I had to win.
That chick's had my name on it for a week now, and I knew I was going to win this thing. I've been practicing, and my teammates said I wasn't going to win it, but I came back and lucked out, really.
That's just, that's not luck. He said lucked out. That's not luck. That's just pure confidence in yourself. That's just you knowing. Like, that's the type of shit, like, people walk on the court and they just know. You know what I mean? Like, I am who I am. And that type of aura only comes so often. We've only seen that a handful of times with a handful of players. We've seen hundreds and hundreds of great players. We've only seen that level of aura with a few type of players in all of NBA history.
Bird would luck out again the next year, but in 1988, it looked like his luck had finally run out. He certainly doesn't have that normal Bird rhythm going for him. Seconds remaining, has only 7, has to beat 15. That's 8, make it 9, and 10, at 11 as we're counting. 13.
A huge rack that time for Bird.
He's still got to drop one here quickly. 14. This is a tie for the money. Yo! Larry Bird at the buzzer.
He knew exactly what the score was. He knew that ball
Michael Jordan couldn't do nothing but shake his head. Look at that.
Larry Bird at the
He couldn't do nothing but go, yep, that's Larry doing Larry thing.
He knew exactly what the score was. He knew that ball was going to win the competition for him, and it's almost like he did it in dramatic fashion just to make it more fun.
He knew it when he let it go and was headed for the winner's circle. He didn't take off his top yet.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even realize that. And Michael Jordan, he didn't even take off his top yet. He won that shit with his fucking warm-ups on.
Go and was headed for the winner's circle. He didn't take off his top yet. Oh, yeah. I didn't see when he took off his top.
Larry used to come in the locker rooms. He'd be getting his ankles taped, and he'd say, hey, ball boy, run in and go find the scoring record in this building. He needed those kind of challenges.
He had accomplished every goal. We hadn't lost a game on the trip. And Larry told all of us players and the media too, tomorrow night's the last game of the trip, I'm going to play this with left-handed at least through 3 quarters.
Yeah, I've heard this one. And he scored 40 with his left hand or something, I think.
It was at a time when, McHale was still coming off the bench.
And so Larry scores his 6th point on a left-handed shot.
And I'll never forget him. McHale yells out.
And McHale goes, hey, Jerome, when do we start shooting right-handed?
And at the end of 3 quarters, and then get 27 points left.
27, okay, not 40. But still, that's impressive. 27 points with your left hand is impressive.
Well, left hand is one thing, but when the game got close, I had to go back to the right
hand. He could hold all these things in his head during the game. So he'd have a shooting drill at the old Boston Garden.
4:30 in the afternoon. I was an early guy. I'd set up early. The garden would be dark.
Late in the afternoon by himself, dark garden. Come out with an equipment guy and just do the perimeter, shoot for half hour. All you heard was swishing.
If he missed a shot during that thing, he'd say that the Bull Gang set up something wrong with the rim. Otherwise that would have gone in.
I'd get there early, plug in my Stone Age computer right next to the bench. He'd come over, he'd call me Scoop, he'd say, Scoop, what are you working on? I'm saying, I'm doing an early story.
And I'd say, well, I'm doing an early edition newspaper story about your free throw streak.
You are approximating the NBA record for consecutive free throws, so don't miss one tonight or I'll look bad in the paper.
Sure enough.
That's crazy. Don't miss one or I'll look bad in the papers. Why would you put that type of jinx on a legend like that?
First half, he goes to the line for 2, and the foul line is lined up right where we're sitting if he looks over.
He's at the line. He makes the first.
He looks over and winks at me.
He looks over and winks at me before he makes the second. I mean, guys don't do that today. And
that's the type of shit like Kobe betting $1,000 on a free throw, or Michael Jordan fucking closing his eyes and hitting the free throw. Like, that's the type of aura that you only see from certain players throughout history.
He would always thinking about these things. It's like paying off a bet in the middle of a game. He was doing 2 things at once.
Well, you had the bird night.
I had the bird night. That was a tough night, man.
But nobody was guarding Bird, were they?
Well, we were trying.
You were trying.
When a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots. It's in that game. We're on the free throw line, and he literally says,
"It's off the glass."
Yeah, this is the one that I was talking about at the beginning when I first started the live stream. This is the whole game where he called like 5 or 6 plays in a row, I think, and told him exactly what he was going to do, and he did every one of them.
We're on the free throw line, and he literally says,
"It's off the glass. Who's next? Where you want this one from?" And he just made one after another, and he just tortured them mentally. That game, he tortured all of them.
I think Bird went by the bench one time, too.
He fell in the bench.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, and he called that one. That was the one where he fell in it. He literally said, off the glass into the trainer.
Stop it. No, he didn't. That's crazy. Stop it.
Yeah.
His last shot, he said, in the trainer's lap.
Imagine being able to build anything.
That's crazy. In the trainer's lab.
Base 44.
Coming down the court. He shot this high rainbow. It goes in. Ricky bumps into him and he knocks him on our trainer's lap.
Look at the other team at the end of the bench because they knew what was been happening. The other team is freaking the fuck out.
His lap. Coming down the court. He shot this high rainbow. It goes in.
Look at the end of the bench.
Ricky,
that's all you need to see. They're jumping up.
And he knocks him on our trainer's lap. So it was exactly what he said.
Antoine Carr and Cliff Levingston got fined by Fratello, I think.
And Eddie Johnson for celebrating.
Yeah, it's for celebrating on Larry Bird's shot. That's not even their team.
Celebrating Bird.
Yeah, it was the best film session. Every time when I see Mike, we still laugh.
God,
it was the greatest film session ever because back then, you watched the real game and just went, with a video, and Mike rewound the celebration 20 times.
And they show a shot of our bench. Cliff Livingston and Eddie Johnson are standing up giving each other high five.
I mean, as a teammate, you'd be mad, but looking back at it later on in life, you were just a part of NBA history and you were just shook at what you saw. Those, even though they were opposing teammates at that point in time, they were on the bench and they were just at shock at what the fuck they just witnessed.
I mean, everybody was entertained by this. Even the guys on the Atlanta bench.
They got fined for that, I heard.
Yeah. Watch the reactions on the Atlanta bench. You see Scotty Hastings with them. Yeah. Watch Cliff Levingston. Come on, over here. I think this is Cliff.
And Fratello wouldn't let it go. He just kept rewinding. Showing the guys, you remember, they're giving each other high five.
And then somebody falls off the bench.
Yeah,
too.
that was Eddie Johnson.
Yeah.
Eddie Johnson falls off the bench in laughter, and Antoine Carr and Cliff gives each other high five. And our film session was 20 minutes of that. And, yeah, and so
other team high-fiving and clapping when they're getting beat by Larry Bird is insane, bro.
It was a bad night.
The first game against Larry Bird, it was shocking. And I'm a rookie, I go shake his hand, and he put both hands behind his back. And I'm saying, okay, he's getting his head ready to play. First play of the game, he says, "I don't know where they got you guarding me, Holmes." And he shoots a 3. I was pissed. I said, I wasn't mad he hit the 3, but did this some bitch just called me Holmes? And so it's set up for a really
interesting. Did some bitch just call me Holmes?
Call me Holmes. And so it's set up for a really interesting game. Because I remember one time I came down and I dunked it on him. He laying on the ground. He fouled me, and I'm pointing, and he said, "Hey, Rook." I said, "What?" He said, I like you. You know, he said, you got balls, but I'm still going to get 30 on.
See, that's right there is what gets a legend's respect. Even if the legend puts it like wins the game and outscores you and outplays you, if you go at them like that and you're not scared to, that'll get their respect. That's why a lot of people were scared of MJ and shit. Like, I know MJ came after Larry Bird, but I'm saying a lot of people were scared of MJ. And Kobe Bryant, as a rookie, was meeting prime MJ in 1996 over and over and over again, no matter how many times MJ gave it to him. And I think that's why MJ had such a respect for Kobe. And Kobe had such a, so like, sorry, keep burping. But I think that's, you know what I mean? Even Larry Bird was kind of giving him the respect right there. Like, I like that, but I'm still going to give you 30 because I'm Larry Bird.
What? He said, I like you. You know, he said, you got balls, but I'm still going to get 30 on your ass.
There we go.
You know?
He got about 38, so he kind of proved his point.
But I had to pay my dues. I wasn't upset about that because, you know, back then, you know, as a rookie, you know, you got to pay your dues. Simple as that.
It was funny, the first time that I played in my rookie year, I guarded Larry Bird, and it took me about 10 minutes to realize I should be probably guarding him instead of staring at him. You know? And he came down, it was funny, he came down one time, and Mark West was the center on our team, and Larry looked at me, and then he looked at Mark, and he said, Mark, I'm going to go down, I'm going to come off the screen, I'm going to catch it right there, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to shoot it in the rookie's face, and then I'm going to run down the floor. And that's exactly what he did. And I'm sitting there, that just happened.
Calling the plays is crazy.
Did he talk to you, or you weren't good enough?
He talked through me.
He talked through me.
He never addressed me.
I love that.
Like, I wasn't even there.
And did Mark West going?
Mark was like, all right,
okay,
man.
yeah, all right.
You probably will. Good luck.
And then he did.
He did it.
Well,
There was nothing I could do about it.
He backed up whatever he said. If he tell you going to hit a shot to a certain place, or if he going to take you down to the post, turn around, hit a fadeaway J, he going to do just that, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Take you down to the post.
Crazy. Put him on his butt.
Turn around, hit a
broke that man.
fadeaway J, he going to do just that, and ain't nothing you can do about it.
These guys came in together in 81. There's Kevin, there's Larry, there's Robert. Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge, they knew what each other could do. And what I did was said, okay, let's see what's happening out there. And you'd see Larry shooting a three-pointer, and then I'd call a timeout, and they didn't count the three-pointer.
Larry just hit what would have been the game-winning shot.
Yeah, and he was pissed, and then goes back out there and hits the game-winning shot again.
But KC called timeout.
It won't count. It does not count. Boston had called a timeout.
Larry came back to the bench, and he was a little upset.
So he's very upset with that. So I diagrammed the play. He says, heck with the play, Case.
Hey guys, when I come back after timeout, I'm going to go right to the same spot. I'm going to kick it in.
Give me the ball and tell all the rest of the guys to get out of the way. I said, shut up, Larry. I'm the coach here. Okay. All right. Then you should take the ball out, give it to Kevin, then you throw it to Larry, and everybody get the hell out of the way.
And everybody get the hell out the way.
Celtics are down by 2 points, and Bird is out by the three-point line, and he's being guarded by a guy named Johnny High.
He goes down before the ball is thrown in, and he's standing right in front of the Phoenix bench, and he looks at all the guys on the bench and says,
yeah, I'm just fixing to bust a three on you guys and just go home. I'm tired of this.
And he says, watch my hand as I follow through.
And, Johnny High sort of smiles and laughs about it.
And I was supposed to cut off the high post and post up for a second and then go across and set a pick. Well, I came off the pick and I was wide open and I stood there waiting for the ball. I had a smaller guy to post up and Larry just waved me out of the way saying, get out of here, get out of the way.
And then he just turns around and shoots a perfect three.
As the ball's in the air, he kind of turns towards the Phoenix bench and yells,
tells him that's nasty.
A perfect three.
Little floater from the three-point line. Little one-legged floater.
As the ball's in the air, he kind of turns towards the Phoenix bench and yells, told you so. He stops running to the locker room.
As he continues on to the dressing room. Now, that's what you call arrogance.
Well, that's what you call greatness.
And from that time, I learned to run Larry's play, not the coach's play.
He wanted the light on him. He wanted the focus. And he wanted that ball. And in case he would ever call somebody else's play, Larry would just say, no. I'm shooting this ball. And he would.
I get a charge when I tell someone on the opposing team that I'm going to hit the last second shot and then do it.
That's what it's all about.
Tie game, 13 seconds to play. Celtics basketball.
During the timeout, I'm going through a play. And about that time, Larry steps in and says, Coach, why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out of the way? That's Larry. If he wants the ball,
Why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out the way?
Coach, why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out of the way? That's Larry. If he wants the ball, he wants the ball. After the timeout, we walked back on the court, and then Xavier was guarding him. So he tells Xavier, he says, I'm getting the ball.
I said, I know, I'm gonna be waiting. And he said, I'm gonna get it right here. I'm gonna shoot it right in your face.
5, and Bird has the basketball. Look out. Larry Bird just phenomenal.
Damn.
5, and Bird has the basketball.
That's freaking great defense. That's just better offense. 0.4 on the clock. No room. This is why I always said I see so much Larry Bird's game and the way Dirk Nowitzki plays. Like the way Dirk Nowitzki moves and stuff. Like you could see he really got a lot of his fundamentals from Larry Bird because, man, Larry Bird was something special.
Look out. Larry Bird just phenomenal the way that
He came out when right about that exact spot and shot a shot right in my face. And, you know, he was like, I didn't mean to leave 2 seconds on the clock.
Oh, 2 seconds. I thought it said 0.4. There was 2.4.
On the sideline, like.
and he's Gemini.
Getting mad that you left too much time on the clock is crazy. Because I remember the story where Kobe Bryant,
we've got the Z Star. We've got the Z.
Damn.
Somebody they hit a buzzer beater. They were up by like 1 or 2 points, but they left time on the clock. And Kobe looked up and said, y'all left me too much time on the clock. And it was like a second left or 1 point something seconds left. And Kobe went out and hit the buzzer beater and won the game. So that Larry was like, damn, I ain't mean to leave that much time on the clock. Like trying to make sure you don't leave no time on the clock is like a super high IQ player, man. Like that's just insane.
Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people say, really? You know, they thought it was Reggie or Charles. Larry Bird talked more trash on the basketball court than anybody I've ever played against. So we playing him the last play. He says to James Worthy, he says, you guys don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go right over that corner. And I'm going to catch it, I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game, whatever the case may be. They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or
DJ?
The late, great DJ.
Yeah.
You DJ coming down, right, with the ball. Oh, great DJ, that's good. So pass it to Larry, he's in that corner. Now I gotta go out and close Larry Bird out. So as I'm running out to Larry Bird, he's talking trash to me. I don't know why you running out here. Who says that in the middle of the game? He said, I'm gonna wait till you get 1 step away from me and I'm gonna shoot it right in your face. So I got 1 step away. He shoots it all net. 3-pointer, good.
Take the ball out, man crow right to the corner, caught the shot, shot a 3, game over. It's like, are you effing kidding me?
That's actually insane, dude. Larry Bird trash talk stories, bro. I'm glad I reacted to this, man. If anybody else has any other suggestions, man, keep suggesting your videos down below.
To me said, you did all that running for nothing.
And he was saying in such a calm way that you didn't think it was trash talking, but it's trash talking. You're not going to tell me you're going to go over there and shoot the ball in my face. That's trash talking. But he would tell you before the play even started. He'd tell you where he's going. He'd tell you when he catches it, there's nothing you can do about it. And it was great trash talking because it wasn't vulgar. I mean, he wasn't pounding.
He wasn't doing the Kevin Garnett version of trash talking, like screaming, saying, you know what I mean? But he was telling you exactly what he was going to do, and then you went and did it, and he was just like, told you what I was going to do.
His chest, you can just be standing next to him. You know, I would jump out and try to block a shot on rotation, and he'd say, Scott.
You jump high, but you don't jump that high. You can't get this.
Scott, you're a little too late. Scott, you're not getting that. Why are you even jumping? Why are you running out of it? But it was all game.
He'd say something like, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, I mean, he talked the whole game, and it was, you know, after the game.
Don't do that.
After years of thinking about it, you're like, man, that dude, why he's one of the greatest players ever played.
He was ridiculous. He came out here. Our sportscaster played the Superman theme when he was talking about him that night after.
Look at Kareem's face when he said that. That's how you know how good Larry Bird really was. Kareem says he was ridiculous.
Years of thinking about it, you're like, man, that dude, why he's one of the greatest players ever played.
He was ridiculous. He came out here. Our sportscaster played the Superman theme when he was talking about him that night after the game.
because he did everything,
Right.
points, rebounds, assists, just steals, you name it. Larry has
See,
such
they
a
lie. White man can't jump.
great mind for the game. I had a lot of respect for him as a competitor.
That competitive nature, the work ethic, because
Rest
I
in
asked a
peace,
lot
Mamba.
of questions. You know, playing with Byron Scott, I asked him a lot of questions. Eddie Jones, Magic, James Worthy, Kurt Rambis, all the Laker greats, I would always sit down and just ask them questions. What actually happened there? What did you feel there and why? You know, Bird tough to defend, why? Because you look slow as shit to me. So,
Yeah, that's a realistic outtake. He does look slow, but when you watch him, you can see why. It's same reason that Luka and Nikola Jokic and a few other players who are really slow and not athletic are really fucking hard to guard.
missing something. So, like, tell me what I'm missing. You know what I mean?
You know, like I was saying, growing up in Boston, people all used to always talking about that he can't jump, he can't do this, he can't do that. And, you know, a lot of my friends was like that, you know. So, I got to the league. I called all my friends back up. I said, you know, all that trash that you were talking, you need to squash all that. This man is great.
Yeah.
Whatever you were saying, for a man who can't jump, he's demolishing everybody. He's doing it on everybody. He's doing it on the best.
Yeah, he wasn't super athletic, but other than that, he's one of the greatest we've ever seen.
Best defensive players in the league.
Yeah.
I never forget driving and I'm listening to a game. It's New Mexico State playing Indiana State. I don't really care about the game, but New Mexico State is right up the streets from El Paso, and I went to UTEP, and we're big rivalries. So I'm hoping that Indiana State will beat New Mexico State. And I'm listening to the radio, and I have no clue of the players on either team. All of a sudden, this name keeps coming. Bird. He goes to the right. Bird. He makes the shot. Bird. I said, God damn, who is Bird? Bird. You know, here's Bird. And Bird this, and Bird, oh, did you see the pass that Bird made? I can't see it, but I'm just trying to imagine it. By the time I got to the end, I said, damn, that brother can play.
He thought it was a brother, too. That's crazy. Bird. Hey, Bird, did you see that pass Bird just made?
When I got the newspaper, the next
Before people had to listen to it on the radio and didn't really know exactly what was going on, like the different times.
Larry, it wasn't you know, be honest with you. The young lady that said you were her favorite player, mine too. I love you too, Magic, but not as much as I like Bird.
People always talk about great basketball players, and they don't never mention him to be up in that round. But Larry Bird was.
You have to. If he's not in your top 5 or your top 10, you're not a real basketball fan.
Cold. I don't think nobody ever could get out with him. You ask Magic. That's why Magic had a run, and he was mad when he had to retire in '92 because of what he was going to be missing with Larry Bird. And then you remember Larry Bird took 2 more years, and then he quit because he said his main guy who he wanted to play against is gone.
I'm going to tell this story. We're in LA, and I'm hurt. I got a pulled hamstring, so I'm not playing tonight. So I can't play against the Celtics. You know, I'm killing myself. You know, Larry's warming up. The anthem is sung and get introduced. And right before they go out on the court, Larry comes down. He says, you know what? Since you're here, I'm going to put a show on for you. So you just sit back and watch, okay? Don't worry. I'm going to put a show on for you. And I'm like, man, get out of my face.
I'd be pissed. I think if I was Magic, I would have been like, nah, I'm suiting up. Fuck that. I'm suiting up. Fuck the injury. I'm suiting up.
Yes, man. Want to hear that? You know, that's Celtics and the Lakers. And he went out. I think he scored 38 points, about 20 rebounds, about 15 assists.
20 rebounds and 15 assists is crazy.
And every shot he would shoot, he would turn to me. Every time he hit one, he look at me. And I said, boy, you know, the thing about it that I love about you is that most guys talk trash and can't back it up. But Mr. Bird You know you can back your trash talking up. And last but not
I didn't realize this until the last video that I did. I knew that he fell and got hurt in that one video, but I didn't realize he fell and fractured his face, went out of the game, and then came back in because the Celtics started like the team that they were playing against like was starting to come back, and you could hear the crowd. And then Larry Bird comes running back onto the court and finishes the game and wins the game, and he had a fractured face.
least, I'm gonna say this because you told me one lie. You only told me one lie in your career. Only one. And you only lied to the fans and all the people in the world one time. Do you know what that lie was? You don't remember, do you? Larry Bird said that there would be another Larry Bird one day. And Larry, there will never, ever, ever be another Larry Bird. And so,
that's respect, because they hated each other for a long time. If you know anything about the commercial and shit that they did, where Magic Johnson went out to like Larry Bird's farm and shit, it took a long time for them to get that shit lined up because they hated each other at one point in time. So for the respect that they showed each other towards the end of their careers, man, that's awesome.
And I signed it to you, to the greatest basketball player ever, but more important, a friend forever. I love you, I respect you, and I admire you.
Man, that was a great video, man. Man, let me know if there's any other videos y'all want me to react to, any other types of sports videos, or just any type of videos in general. Put them in the comments below, man. It's still live checking out. Make sure y'all